Welcome to Gratefully Yours Wine Podcast. I'm Jim Campanini, co-host of the show. Mike Pigeon here,
Good
the
morning.
Wine Butler. How you doing, my
Good
co-host?
morning. Yep, ready to
Looking
go.
pretty good. We have Teddy Panos, our producer, in the corner.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Thank you. We're coming from downtown InsideLowell Studios, our WellPoint studio. This InsideLowell podcast is coming to you from WellPoint Studios. I finally get that right. Unicare is now WellPoint. New name, same commitment to Massachusetts. At WellPoint, your whole health is their whole point. Don't you feel comfortable now that I...
WellPoint, go WellPoint.
Well said. Okay. All right. So we didn't have a show for Memorial Day. Everybody was busy and everything else.
Catch our
did you
breath
have a
a
good
little
Memorial Day?
Pardon me?
Did you have a good Memorial Day weekend?
We did. Yeah.
Yeah?
Now, was that down at your house, wasn't it? Did
Oh.
we have the flowers even outdid the food, though.
Yeah,
Wow,
we
what
had
a
a great
beautiful
time.
yard. Everything's blooming, the irises and the hydrangea are they, and some of the, beautiful.
The wines were good.
Oh,
How about that griller, the guy who grilled all the meats and stuff?
he's brought in from the outside. That's,
Yeah, all right. Yeah,
You came down from the loft to do that. Oh, great
I know.
stuff.
Worked out well.
You're a
Now,
maestro.
And I can't even remember. What was the wine we had? I didn't even...
You had a Drew Bledsoe wine,
Yep, we had the Bledsoe wine.
and because you would give
Oh,
it,
we had the Mac, the new Mac.
but you
That's the
had
new one.
unfortunately gave me that delicious cocktail before, so I never got to that
well,
second
Teddy-
wine.
Teddy taught me how to make a great, perfect Manhattan.
Yeah.
So now I've been perfecting it, and I found out it's the vermouth.
It's the
You got to have the rye whiskey. That's right. We had the Michter's rye whiskey.
Yeah.
And then it was the Italian vermouth, not the Martini Rossi. It was a different Tono. Cost a little more. The sweet vermouth was excellent.
Excellent.
And what about those Luxardo cherries, huh?
They were nice.
Yeah. A couple of bitters. So yeah, that was that. We took the course with Teddy. Right, it is.
Can't wait for the 4th of July.
Indian Corner. Yeah, yeah. So every time I make a new one, I just perfect it a little more. So it's great. So today we're going to talk about. We got two great wines. Okay, one from Portugal, a white, and then one from Spain, a red, a Rioja. When you see that word Rioja, what comes to your mind right off the bat? What's the grapes?
Oh, well, there's two, isn't it?
Begins with T.
Tempranillo
That's right.
and Grenache, which we know as Grenache over here, but that's how they use it in Portugal. Yeah,
But you can't have a Rioja unless it's Tempranillo.
Tempranillo.
So it's easy to understand. But so right now, we get Wine Spectator, Mike and I, we do our research. And the last issue, Chile has made quite a rebound. You see that story? They had some tough weather there, 18, 19, a lot of rain, hail, believe it or not. And but they're rebounding. The 2021s are really good. Well, you want some good value. Like I've said it before, Portugal and Spain, great values, great wines. I mean, you're paying not $1 less. You're paying $5, $10 less for premium wines. You can stack them up against American, French, even Italian. Okay, the grapes are different, but the taste is what you want, the value what you want, and there's some great wines. So this first one, Mike, we're going to talk about. I actually visited this winery, the Symington Family Estates. They're originally from England. Then they started investing in Portugal. And what Symington Family Estates are known for is their port. They were based in Douro, Portugal, where the great port wines are. And they make three that we've had. Okay, Graham's.
Sandman's.
No, they don't do
they
Sandman's. Graham's, Dow. We've had Dow.
D-O-W.
Okay, and Ware.
Where?
Warre. You never had wares?
No.
Yeah, I thought you had a. Well,
I mean,
you keep drinking at my house. You got to look at the bottle label, okay? You have to look at it. All right, but they've branched out into to wines in Portugal. Make some great reds up in the Douro region and whites, but in the around I think it was around 2010-12, they bought land in an old rundown estate in Alentejo. Alentejo is one of the hottest regions in Portugal. It's on the eastern side, goes right down to almost the southern end. There's only one little province below it. I think it's Algrave. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's Algrave, which goes right along the beaches and the ocean. But it's very, very hot down there. But Symington, they wanted to. This was a long-term project to develop wines that they thought could really survive and thrive in a terroir in Porto Alegre. That's the town where they are, Porto Alegre, and it's become a sub-region of Alentejo. And what's important there, it's one of the highest elevations in eastern Portugal. Okay, so it's a national park with mountains, beautiful, and they've got the cooling breezes at night, so it keeps because it can get it to 105, 110 degrees in Portugal. Okay,
probably be getting hotter now with the climate change too. Who
well,
knows if it affects them?
You know what? And that's one of the reasons they list. If you look at their website, they list why they've got to look for different areas outside of the Douro, because it is changing.
Yeah.
So they've created. They only have two wines from the same label, the Quinta da Fonte Souto. Quinta da Fonte Souto. Now, Fonte means water, abundance of water, and Soto means woods, groves, and they're basically appreciating the land because they've got a 400-acre site, but they devote 200 acres to a wooded grove that's got cork trees in there, and all kinds of animals, and it's like a conservation area. And the vineyards are absolutely gorgeous. They stretch out and like go right up the hills and valleys, like to the mountainside. And it's all a motif, like yellow and white, the buildings, but they're all wood, and they stretch out on the grounds, swimming pools, tennis courts. They were building it. It wasn't yet open to the public when I was there, but I tried the wines back then, and they had the red and the white. That's all they were making there, and it's a very modern winery that they've constructed. They kept the traditions, the old traditions, but they've modernized it, and they haven't disturbed the land. There's a beautiful small lake pond in the middle, beautiful, beautiful. Now, what makes this wine so interesting? It's a long-lived wine. They actually keep this. They crush the grapes, they ferment it, they keep it on the lees, okay, and then they keep changing barrel aging from new oak to neutral oak, and it just brings out the extract of flavors. And it's a special grape. What is that? It begins with. Hey, I got it right here, Mike. I got it right here. The good thing I bring is Arento. There it is. Yeah. Arento. Okay, 75% Arento, which is one of the top white grapes, known for its long-lasting, effectiveness and taste and fragrance.
And it says it's the most used grape in Portugal. Still,
yes.
Yeah, so it's probably a good grape. It's sure a delicious wine.
And they also put in a little of Verdelho, the other white grape, which is common in Portugal. They have a very good grape. So What do you think?
This is nice. It is. It is.
Nice,
Sure. Yeah.
nice
Yep.
nose and beautiful color. It's got a little,
Just enough. Just enough goldy.
yeah, yeah, a little gold,
Just enough.
more than pale and stuff, but almost got a rich. It's got a rich aroma.
It does.
You know,
Not bitter at all. It's a nice, smooth wine. Did they age these in oak, or did they put these in Bordeaux barrels, or what are they?
Yeah, they. Okay, so it sees
That's nice.
two different fermentation process. They keep it on the lees and steel vats for a while, and then so that's what gives it a little more structure. The complexity brings out that extract texture, a little texture. Then they assemble it. They move it into new oak barrels, French oak, okay, and then neutral. So they give it a little, they don't want it to get too oaky, vanilla-y, and it's not. It's really balanced.
It's not.
But yet it's got that texture, that beautiful, creamy texture.
Because I don't like those buttery Chardonnays, and this certainly isn't buttery. It's just it's smooth, but it's not buttery.
Yeah, and it's transferred from stainless steel vats to the 500-liter French oak barrels. The higher capacity minimizes the impact of the wood on the aromatic component.
Good.
So the steel brings out that they don't want to. They don't want to mess with that. And then the must is left in contact with the lees, so they keep the little of the skins and the yeast. The yeast that is dissolving, with frequent batonnage. Now there's a name. I should get a golf cart, batonnage. That's where they bring down. It forms a little cap on the top when it ferments, and then they got these long poles. And they keep mixing it. They bring the liquid over the cap, and they just keep almost like a rowing motion. Bring that batonnage out, and what that does, it disperses that cap, the lees, and it mixes in with the juice and everything. So it gives it the structure. The winemakers are Charles Symington, Pedro Carrera, and Jose Daniel Soares. I don't remember meeting Charles Symington when I was out there, but Pedro Carrera sounds very, very familiar. We sat down, we had a lunch, we talked about the wines, but the development. This is still a young development. They're still refining all the process, the vineyards. They want to because they make a red. Right now, there's two labels. I think it's Tarifa is one, and then this one, and they have a red that goes along with this. This wine, the suggested retail price is $27. Okay, and it is a little more. It's a premium wine. It's considered a premium wine, and very well. Gets a lot of acclaim in Portugal.
Tastes like a premium wine.
Yes, yeah. So I think when you put this up against white premiums, it fits right in.
Holds its own.
Yeah. And I'd say you look for this, and you could probably get it a little on sale or something, and be one to try it. But if you go to a Portuguese wine shop, especially in Fall River, New Bedford, they carry this.
Silvers might even have it down here on. I've gone in there. They have 4 or 5 good reds and 4 or 5 good whites. So I'm going to go and look for that. See if they have it there. That's a good grab. Yeah. Yeah.
And but it really is a good. If you want something different for summer, especially with your patio potters, if you have want to step up the game a little, make it a little more elegant and stuff. I mean, this would go fantastic. It's 14.5% alcohol. It's got a little kick.
14.5.
Yeah.
It says on the bottle 13.5.
22. Okay. All right. Yep. You're right. This is the 21 technical sheet. So that's the 22. All right. 13.5. I wonder if they have the Verdelho in this. Or if this is 100%. Well, I'm sorry about that. This is the, yeah, so I took the wrong
Well, that's why the
technical
wine
sheet.
butler's here to pick up
Good
those little
man,
mistakes.
good man. But the process is the same, and the process to make it is still the same.
Yeah.
It's still a very, very good wine. Maybe it has, but it has. It's dominated by the Arinto grape, and that's the main white grape there. So I'd give Portugal a thumbs up on this one.
On this one.
In the Symington family, and if you've never tried their ports, I tell you, the Dow is very, very good, 10-year, 20 years, and at a good price, you know. And I've even had the wares that I've mentioned, and Graham. I had Graham. Graham is a little, more less expensive, but you can't go wrong with them. In Symington, known in both England now and throughout Europe, very classy. Do it the right way. They've got 8 estates in Portugal, and they're really turning out some great wine. But their resorts are fabulous. Check them out. Symington Family Estates. You can book a vacation to one of these resorts, okay, and you'll pay a third of what you pay going to
Other places, yeah.
the Caribbean, the everything. And Portugal is just a fascinating city. Yeah, it gets hot there, but you got your pools, okay? You can ride horses on the beach if you want. You see the sheep with
I'll pass
the
on
sheep
that.
and the cows with the cowbells. It's like it's a step back in time, very tranquil, serene, and then you get the big cities. You got Lisbon, right? And if you want it, it's not far away. If you want the cosmopolitan and the nightlife, but these places have a lot of small medieval towns that are just fascinating. I've seen enough churches, but they've got them if you're interested. The old churches and basilicas, but you'll have a lot of fun. All right, so there's wine number 1.
Yep.
You give it a good mark.
Excellent. Yeah,
Okay.
very good. Very good.
Okay, look for that one. The Quinta da Fonte Souto. This is the 2022 from Alentejo. All right. You already finished.
Mm-hmm.
This is too good to dump.
It is.
Yeah.
Waste not.
Yeah. So let me just open this up. And what do you think about Spanish? While I open this up, give us your thoughts on Spanish wines. And you've got a nice one that you like.
That Campo Viejo Reserve. It's just a little, peppery, a little spicy, not too, but you can tell that's what it is. And I've never strayed far from that because I enjoy it for the price. I think Sam has it for like $17.99 or something like that.
Explain who Sam is.
Yeah, out at the Wine Connection.
Yeah.
And whenever I get a Spanish wine, that's what I get.
You need a good corkscrew when you open wines, okay? See how easy that was? Okay, where did I get this one from? Sagno. This is my Italian
I think you stole that from Four Seasons, didn't you?
All right, did you want to rinse that out just a little there?
Just a little water. I'll drink the water. Just a tad. There you go. Thank you.
It's a work day for me. I got to go into work after this,
Your words will flow.
So now we're going to talk about the Baron de Rioja from Spain. Rioja is one of the top wine-producing regions in Spain. People love Rioja. It usually makes powerful, robust, but equally smooth and harmonious wines. Okay? And I've heard people try to compare Rioja to Barolo or Cabernet Sauvignon. No. Those wines are great in their own right, and Rioja is great in its own right. A good Rioja. Okay, so you have to experience the taste and decide for yourself. But it's a classic. A classic wine, and like we said, I said earlier, we started the show. If anybody ever says, "Oh, have you ever tasted a Rioja?" first thing that should come to your brain is Tempranillo, classic grape. It's one of the top grapes in Spain. Also
Italy,
no, not so
Spain.
much Spain, but they're growing it now in California and other areas because they realize it's doing really well with climate change, and that they're, especially in California, we have the great terroir and diversity, and some of the things that are coming out are really, really well. But believe it or not, this thrives. Tempranillo thrives in, in Spain. They also do have Tempranillo in Portugal, but even in Chile and Argentina, they've had great success with the Tempranillo. Of course, they're big on Malbec and
Very big,
Cabernet and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but this Mike and I were doing some price comparisons in New Hampshire last week, and then we went to Costco, and I ended up on impulse buying a standalone vacuum cleaner. But we saw these bottles, and I saw the Baron, and it was under $15 a reserva. Okay, this is the 2018. I think it was. I remembered. I said, "Geez, that was rated highly in Wine Spectator." And there was a little board there, but I looked it up. It was between 90 and 92 points. It was selling for less than $15. So I picked up 2 bottles. I've already had a bottle, so I said I wanted to taste it for myself, and I says, "Oh my God, what a value!" And now this is Tempranillo Grenache. Mike was right. And there's a third grape in there. Let me see the varieties. Tempranillo. Oh, no, it's Tempranillo Graciano. Rocky Graciano.
Yeah, there you go.
And Maturana, which I've never tasted before. So Tempranillo, Graciano, and Maturana. What do you think? Berries, huh? A lot of red berries.
Cherry, a little cherry-ish.
Yeah. What is compote?
Well, I know what a compost pile is, but I'm hoping we're not drinking that.
I've seen these people write these reviews. They put, beautiful red berries in compote. I don't know. Do you know, Teddy, what's compote?
Well, you look at some of those reviews when they review wines, and some of these, the minerality, they say tastes like a flintstone or a lead pencil. I've never had a lead pencil and enjoyed it like a popsicle, so I don't know what it is.
Yeah, no. It's
a dessert originating from medieval Europe.
Medieval
compote.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Whole or pieces of fruit in sugar syrup.
Okay, all right. Well, that makes sense because this has got a lot of nice. Look at the color, beautiful color. Now it's not a dark red that you can't see your fingers. It is, but it's a beautiful red crimson.
A little dry.
Yeah. Okay, it's a little dry.
And I thought it'd be more pepperish because the Camp over here, which the only one I'm really familiar with, it's a little more spicy. But this is a little doesn't have it, but it's a nice smooth.
Very smooth.
Yeah, very nice.
Oh, I love the taste.
You bring in some good wines. You do a lot of research here and bring them in.
Beautiful. That cherry. Now, I also beautiful red fruit, cranberry, cherry, pomegranate. That is very, very nice. And I like the once again smooth and dry. Smooth and dry. It's got a little, it's got a different finish. It's not peppery.
It's not, which I expected a little bit.
It is
more,
like a rustic herbal. Let me see. I put my notes down here. When I first tried it during the week, and Mary Lee had made, I grilled the lamb chops. So I tried it with the lamb chops, and she made some tortellini, and asparagus. We had it with that. So I wrote down my notes. Concentrated red and blue fruits. I get more red than
Red and
blue
blue,
now.
yeah.
Medicinal herbs. Okay, not nursing home medicinal.
Yeah, oh, my
Medicinal
wrist.
herbs and menthol, tobacco. So those are my first impressions. Like I said, when you break down a wine, it's your first impressions that count. Okay, you write them down. Yes, things change because right now, like I said, tasting it again, it's not so much blue fruits; it's the red. But do you pick up any of that other stuff, medicinal?
I can't. I have a hard time
menthol.
describing what.
Okay.
Yeah,
The palate, luxurious, velvety smooth
it is.
texture, full bodied.
Yeah.
Yeah. Deep penetrating and some balsamic notes. Like your salad dressing.
Possibly. I
balsamic
know
notes.
balsamic.
So, but a lot of dark cherry. So let's tell
nice
you a
wine.
little about this. Baron de la Reserva is made using grapes from our vineyards in the Rioja Oriental subregion, mainly the estates in Mendavia and Los Almendros in Orsay. The subregion has a Mediterranean climate influence with warm and dry summers, where grape varieties result in the incredible concentration, finesse, very fruit forward, and easy to drink. So now the interesting thing about this wine, it sees both a cement. It's fermented in both cement, steel, and then oak. Isn't that something?
What's the first one? It's from
Well, the cement. They get
cement,
yes.
and then it
That's
goes.
the traditional Spanish, and even in Portugal, you see them, or sometimes adobe. They got these big adobe tanks, but these are cement tanks, and
So they in three different.
yes,
That's a lot of work. Do they?
Yeah.
You think they gain anything? Well,
Well,
how much
okay.
does that influence the taste between the
Well, they
stainless
try to hold on to the freshness for as long as they can.
or,
So I think
hold
the
on to the
cement,
tradition with the first one?
yes, but
maybe.
the cement. Okay, so the cement is
Cement.
neutral. You're not
Yeah,
going to
like
get anything.
stainless.
Okay, a stainless keeps the freshness. Okay, keeps the aromatic qualities and stuff. It's when you put the wine with the wood, because wood imparts influence.
Yeah,
And
that's
that
the
neutral
left.
wood means neutral because it's used, and it won't change the basic characteristics of the grape and the wine. But American oak, they say American oak, is really big because that's where you get the big vanilla tastes and the caramel and the wood and toast. French is slightly just below that, the French oak and stuff. That's why they use American oak and distilling whiskeys and stuff and the bourbons. You get that softness, and stuff. But yes, you're right. They're doing a lot of work to
A
create
lot of
this
work.
reserve.
And a lot of
And,
space that takes up.
Yes, and this is 14.5%. I think I get the right one here. Yes, 2018. So,
I
no,
wonder-
this is 13.5% too.
I wonder what, I
2018.
wonder what type of oak was Noah's Ark made out of? That had to be a strong oak.
So this is just this doesn't even this doesn't. Oh, this says the 2019. So this is the 2018. This is actually 13.5%.
Yeah.
Okay, and the 2019 is 14.5.
Well, something changed.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, could have been the vintage,
Or they
But,
picked the grapes at a different time.
Could have.
Later.
Yep. So let me see. In Rioja, this wine is enjoyed with one of our most notorious and simple dishes, patatas a la riojana, a hearty potatoes and chorizo-based stew. It is a great wine for Sunday roast, stews, goose, or turkey. I had it with lamb. It tasted great to me.
Tastes
So-
good with pelican too.
Pelican. I don't have pelican.
That's a nice wine. That's a nice.
I think for
I,
under $15, You can't go wrong.
No.
You know.
Mm-mm.
And Tempranillo, that grape just continues to impress me.
It's a good
You
grape.
know,
You've told
when
me
I-
a lot about that grape in the past.
And the Baron de la Rioja. They've made a quality wine here for the price. Really, really good. And the Reserva, as we said before, Reserva, the word means more in European countries than it does in America, the United States. Reserva, when you see Reserva on a bottle in America, it really doesn't mean anything. But in European countries, European Union, Reserva is set aside for wines that are aged up to a year or more. Okay, so it actually has something. In Italy, and in France, Reserva, the wines have to be aged for an extra year to put that on their label. Okay, so just understand that Reserva means a lot more on a bottle when it's in when you have wines from the European countries. And so this technically in the production process sees more aging, and I think that's why it's smoother, because that is the byproduct of aging the wine.
Those are two nice wines. If you had brought some cheese and crackers and some fruits up here, we'd never leave here till noontime.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Stay in Teddy's studio here and kick
Well,
back.
why don't I got a suggestion. I bring the wines, you bring the
There
food.
you go, boy. We'd be here till noon. I'd miss lunch.
Yeah. So we've given you two options. Okay, the from Portugal, the Quinta da Fonte Souto, a beautiful white from the Arinto grape, and then Baron de la from Tempranillo grape from Spain. So this retails at $27, but like I said, look for it. That's the suggested retail price, and go online. But it's a very, very good quality wine from the Symington Family Estates, and then Baron de la. Great wine is selling now at Costco. I hope they still got some bottles left, because they had about they put those big stacks there. This was in a bin. There was half of it left, so people were identifying it and getting it. But you'd be very, very happy to have a cookout, serve something different. The Baron won't let you down.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Any closing thoughts, Mike? What do we got coming up? We got to go to a wine tasting
in Boston. Wine's a Montepulciano.
Yes, no, Sicilian wine.
Are they Sicilian wines? My mistake.
Yes,
Oh,
we're going to do the wines from Etna. So we'll report back on that, but that's not till June 12th.
June, it's coming quick, Jimmy. This is already the 3rd.
And I forget the name of the restaurant. Porto restaurant. I've never been there. Have you been there?
I've never, but it's highly regarded.
Yeah.
I looked it up.
So we'll take photos and we'll report back on that.
Yeah. Be a good trip.
Yes, we should have fun. So, all right. So until our next show, may the wine be with you. Any closing thoughts?
It's with me, because the glass is empty. It's with me now.
All right. Take care.